Hey everybody, it's Matthew here. Welcome back to another video today, and it is the start of a new month. We are in the month of July now, so that means it is time for me to give you guys my thoughts and opinions on everything I watched in the month of June, as a matter of fact. I haven't posted a whole lot in June, but in July I'm hoping to change that a little bit so I can post more on the channel here, as a matter of fact. And I do want to let you guys all know that I am going away this 4th of July weekend to hang out with my sister and my sister-in-law down in Denver, Colorado, as a matter of fact. So yeah, I'm going all the way down there to go to Denver Comic-Con. I'm leaving Thursday, and then I'll be home on Sunday. I know that's not a full week, but I will be off for a week, and then I will come back because I'm going to be gone all weekend, and then I want to take a break for a couple of days. So yeah, I'll just be gone for a week, and then I should post more, as a matter of fact. But with all that being said, though, guys, that pretty much wraps up the intro, as a matter of fact. So those of you guys that are new to the channel, I do more than just movies and TV-related stuff. I also do Lego-related stuff, and I play video games. I do all sorts of stuff like that here on the channel, and more like it. So if you guys like to watch anything like that on YouTube, be sure to go check out my channel, because there will definitely to enjoy, and be sure to hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button. But most importantly, make sure you press the notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And without any further ado, guys, enjoy the video. Let's get started here. Alright, so I want to start off with what I watched on streaming this time around, because there's 3 movies that I watched on streaming this month, and 2 of them were theater releases, and I watched them because they were on streaming, and then the other one was an HBO Max original movie. And so the first one up that I'm going to discuss is this new movie that dropped on Max last month, and it's called Cleaner, starring Daisy Ridley. So now, with this movie in particular, I did not care for this movie. I like action movies, but this movie didn't really have enough action in it for me to enjoy it. And this action movie is just a generic concept, because it retreads the exact same formula as the first Die Hard. Because some people get trapped in a building because guys break in, they tie everybody hostage, and then you have this person that's like a cop or whatever trying to save the people and from the building to being explode. But except for Daisy Ridley is not a cop. She's a window cleaner. She cleans the windows on the building, and she tries to get in to help people. But yeah, so the whole point is she's a window cleaner for this big building, and she's trying to save all the hostages and whatnot, just like John McClane does in the first Die Hard. And when I say something is when I say an action movie is generic, that means it's a concept that's just been redone over and over and over again, and it just doesn't add anything new. And that's exactly what this movie did, because all it did was they just redid the exact same concept as Die Hard, as a matter of fact. But yeah, moving into the next movie I watched on streaming, I watched Love Hurts finally. I did not go to the movie theater to see this movie because I was very skeptical about this movie, because I thought this was going to be another case scenario where of an action movie where it's a concept that's been redone several times, and honestly, guys, I don't know why the critics don't like this movie, because this movie, it actually wasn't too bad. I actually thought that this movie was pretty good. Like I thought this was gonna be like this from the previews. This movie looked like, oh, the guy's in love with this girl, but then she gets kidnapped, and then he has to go and rescue her. It just it looked like they redid that concept, but they didn't. They so it's about Ke Huy Quan. His brother is a gangster, and he leads these group of guys to go kill his brother, played by Ke Huy Quan. And Ke Huy Quan actually starts out as a bad guy. They don't show this part, but he's revealed to be. He starts out as a bad guy because he's set to kill this girl named Rose, but then he doesn't kill the girl because he loves her so much. But then so we don't see any of that. We just get introduced to him as a character at the very beginning of the movie, and him being a good guy. But then his whole stick is he has to protect Rose because these guys are trying to kill her because he didn't kill her. And in the end, this movie was a really fun movie. And to be honest, if you guys have not seen this movie yet, I would recommend you guys at least give this movie a watch one time, because this movie's pretty fun for what it was. I don't know if this is a movie that I would own, but I would definitely watch this movie again somewhere down the line. It's pretty fun in my opinion. Alright, but the last and final movie I watched on streaming was The Woman in the Yard. The latest Blumhouse. This is a Blumhouse movie that came out back in March this year, and I missed this in theaters. And when I found out that Peacock was having it this weekend, I actually sat down and watched it. And I understand the controversy behind this movie, but I'm gonna cut right to the chase, guys. I like this. I enjoyed this movie. I thought this movie was very fun and suspenseful. It's confusing through like the first half of the movie, but then as you get more invested with these characters and learn more about their past, it all clicks together in the end. It's a really good movie, and to be honest, I don't know why people have not liked this movie. I mean, I get why people I get the controversy behind this, but the controversy for this movie should not be a thing, because this movie is weird and wacky and suspenseful, and it's really creepy too. Like you could, like, this is a movie that gives you chills while watching it. It's not like super scary. There's not any blood and gore. Like, there's like nobody really dies in this movie, so there's not like a whole lot of blood and gore. And this movie's PG-13, so it's not like yeah, there's no blood and gore in this movie, as a matter of fact. But yeah, nonetheless, this movie is really good. I don't want to give too much away, because I am going to recommend this movie to you guys, because this movie is really good, as a matter of fact, and I would recommend you guys watch this movie for yourself. Alright, now getting into what I went and saw in the theater this month. The first one I went and saw this month was Ballerina, the John Wick spinoff starring Ana de Armas. I love all the John Wick movies, and this movie was good too. I like how we get I like how John Wick makes a sudden cameo in this movie. His portrayal of John Wick is always so good. And even though he's not in this movie very much, he still delivered the performance in this movie. But yeah, I really like Ana de Armas's performance in this movie too. There's I love all the action sequences in this movie. The whole final act in this movie is really good. Like all of this movie is good, but to me the third act and the finale are is the big standouts in this movie. Yeah, the action choreography, the fight choreography in this movie is really good. And yes, this is a movie. If you guys have not seen this yet, I would recommend you watch it, as a matter of fact. But next up, let's talk about the live action How to Train Your Dragon. So, I grew up with a lot of the DreamWorks movies. Like, I grew up with Shrek, Madagascar, How to Train Your Dragon, and all of that. I really enjoyed this live action adaptation for them remaking an animated movie into a live action form that's non-Disney. This movie was pretty darn good, in my opinion. Jared Butler even reprises his role and plays the character that he voices in the original animated film. He gives a great performance as well in this movie, and yeah, I would not be shocked if they do a live action adaptation of the second How to Train Your Dragon either. Because to be honest, I would be down to see that, but also I would not be shocked if it happens, because this movie is making money right now. It's visually stunning too, because they did a good job with the digital effects. The character development is really well done, and just the design of the dragons is also really well done as well. So yeah, and the whole story, the story is just the same as the original movie, but the story is really good too. And hopefully they'll do live action adaptations of other DreamWorks animated movies down the line. Because to be honest, guys, I am down to see a live action Shrek next, as a matter of fact. Alright, the next movie I went and saw in the theater was 28 Years Later. So now, if you guys did see my video that I posted last month, I am new to this franchise, and I watched 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later for my very first time. And I had mixed feelings on those movies, but they weren't bad for what they were. But the first one is definitely my least favorite because it was just so slow for me. I'm sorry for all of you long-term fans. That first movie was just really slow for me. But 28 Weeks Later, I think did a better job doing like actual character development, and it had a really good story too. And yeah, I really enjoyed that movie. But getting into 28 Years Later, I'm gonna say this, guys. 28 Years Later is probably one of the best zombie movies / infected movies that I have ever seen in my life. I am not a fan of zombie movies or like apocalyptic type movies. I like post-apocalyptic movies more, and to be honest, with this movie, you kind of forget that, and I feel like with this movie in particular, it just makes me forget that the rage virus actually happened, because I like post-apocalyptic movies because to me it doesn't really feel like they're in like an apocalyptic world. To me it feels like they're in like some kind of like sci-fi world. And that's what 28 years later felt like to me. Like it didn't feel like an apocalypse happened. That's such a hard word for me to say, so I'm sorry if I mispronounce it. So it didn't really feel like the rage virus happened. And then, yes, this movie had a phenomenal story. The father and son relationship, the relationship with the boy and his mother. The boy's name is Spike. He does a great performance in this movie. And yes, overall, just the entire story in this movie is what really bumps this movie up for me. Like I said, this is probably the best of the trilogy, and this is definitely one of the best zombie movies I have ever seen. Because, like I said, I'm not a big zombie person, but this movie was phenomenal, and I would definitely pick this movie up and add it to my collection. The other two I don't think I would own, but I would probably watch those two again at some point. But yeah, I really enjoyed this movie for what it delivered, and I actually heard we're getting like a sequel or something in January. If that's true, I am hyped because how the way that this movie ended, it ended on a cliffhanger, and it just felt like it needed a sequel, as a matter of fact, to continue its story. But next up on the list, the second to last one, I got to see Pixar's Elio. And this is another one that I was skeptical about, because a lot of the original movies that Pixar has been making have not been very good at all. I enjoyed Elemental, but the other three before that, like Luca, Turning Red, and Soul, I did not care for either one of those. But Elemental was pretty good. I think I still prefer Elemental over Elio, but this movie was not bad. The animation in this movie is very well done. I like this. The whole story in this movie was also pretty good, and I like the whole design of the aliens in this movie as well. And yeah, it has a really good story to it about this little boy wanting to be abducted by aliens because he doesn't think his like future is on Earth. He thinks his future is with the aliens and whatnot. And yes, his whole relationship with his aunt, it's just another great relationship that's added to the story, because he lost his parents and he doesn't really feel like he has a future from now on, as a matter of fact. But yeah, this movie was actually pretty good. Obviously it's not a top tier Pixar movie, but yeah, this movie was pretty good for what it went through, as a matter of fact. Alright, so the last and final movie, guys, we are going to talk about in this video, and this is the last movie I went and saw in June, obviously. I got to see Megan 2.0. I enjoyed this movie. I actually really liked the first Megan. The first Megan was actually pretty good for what it delivered as a horror movie. So yes, some people actually didn't enjoy the first Megan, but a lot of people actually did, and it did really well at the box office. So that's why a sequel was announced. And to be honest, I did not have a problem at all that they went I did not have a problem at all that they like reprogrammed Megan to be the good guy, like the T-800 in Terminator 2, and that's what they were going for. Like in the first Megan, she's the bad guy, and then in the next one, she's the good guy, and she's trying to protect people, as a matter of fact. So yeah, this is like a dumb, fun action movie in my opinion, and this is another one I can't wait to add into my collection, because all of these movies, because this movie I thought was just as good as the first one, and it was pretty darn great if you were to ask me. But so yeah, guys, that pretty much wraps up this video, and that is everything that I watched in the month of June, as a matter of fact. But so yeah, guys, let me know down in the comment section, what did you watch in the month of June, as a matter of fact. But be sure you hit that like button as well as that red subscribe button, but most importantly, make sure you press that notification bell so you don't miss anything in the future. And those of you guys that are not new to the channel, if you unsubscribed already, please make sure you go subscribe right after this video, guys. Without further ado, guys, I'm going to go bring back to more videos, because more videos are on the way sooner rather than later, as a matter of fact, guys. Well, with that said, though, guys, take care, drink water, and stay safe, and I will see you all in the very next video. Bye!